Hello and welcome to the Marin County Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. We have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your cameras and microphones are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. So you can just sit back, get comfortable, and listen to this great information being presented over the next 45 minutes or so. This is just one of many different sessions happening. Be sure to sign up for additional ones where you signed up for this session. And this presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week, again, at the same website where you registered. A note about asking questions. As I mentioned, you can use the Q&A button anytime to type them. If you have a question for a specific school or representative, please put the name of the school in your question so they know it's for them. We're in session A7. Here at the top middle part of the screen where I'm moving the cursor around. So that will be the order of schools presenting during the session. So that's all the housekeeping stuff. I will get out of the way now and turn it over to our first presentation from the representative from the University of Strathclyde.
Thanks, Russ. Hi, everyone. Let me just see if I can share my screen and get my presentation up for you. I hope everyone can see that okay. Okay, great. So yeah, without any further ado then, my name is Melissa Cunningham from the University of Strathclyde, which is in Glasgow in Scotland. So just a little bit of an overview of the university and Glasgow itself. So we're located in the downtown area of Glasgow. We are the third largest city in the UK, and we're the biggest city in Scotland with around 1 million population. Bear in mind that Scotland is a population of about 5.3 million. In Glasgow itself, there is plenty for students to do. We were awarded the UNESCO City of Music, which means we have over 140 gigs and concerts per week. We're a huge student population in Glasgow. We have 6 universities in and around the city centre. And if you have ever been to Glasgow or indeed Scotland before, you'll know us as a pretty friendly bunch. Glasgow was voted Friendly City in the World in 2014 and 2016 by Rough Guides. We have great transport links, so we have 2 international airports, one which is just outside of the city centre, 20 minutes from the campus, and we're about a 1-hour flight from London. Just a couple of photos here as well, just so that you can see some of the lovely architecture, the lovely old buildings of Glasgow, the lovely green areas and spaces, some of our concert halls as well, and our bars and restaurants. And here is the campus itself. So I mentioned before, we're situated right in the downtown area. We're a self-contained campus. It takes about 10 minutes to get from one end of the campus to the other. And about a 10-minute walk as well to get to the main bus and train station. So again, fairly walkable city, really easy to get to good transport links, not only to around the rest of Scotland, but the rest of major towns and cities in the UK as well. And just some nice landscape photos of Glasgow here. This is the heart of the campus itself, and some of our new buildings as well. On the left-hand side, you can see some of our housing. We do have on-campus housing, and some of our new state-of-the-art science buildings as well. We've invested over £1 billion in the last 10 years in renovating our campus. So some really great facilities for students to avail of here. A little bit about the University of Strathclyde. So we were founded in 1796, right at the end of the 18th century of the Scottish Enlightenment. We're a school of 23,000 students from over 100 different countries. We're about 30% international. So again, really diverse student body. And we've won many, many accolades over the years, some of which are listed here. But the biggest one that we're really proud of is being the winner of Times Higher Education UK University of the Year 2019. And we also won this back in 2012 as well. So we are the only UK institution to have won this award twice. And we've recently climbed, we've climbed 36 places in the Guardian's University Guide. So we are now 15th university in the UK. Some of our links then to the US. So I mentioned before we have about 23,000 students in total, 15,000 undergraduate students, and of those, quite a small number of US students, but growing each year. So we have about 100 students at bachelor's, master's, and research level, and students coming on exchange with us as well. We've got a really cool link in the sense that our Strathclyde founder, John Anderson, actually used to accompany Benjamin Franklin on visits to Scotland. And we have some of Ben Franklin's letters in our library archives as well to John Anderson, which is pretty cool to have a look at. We also have a couple of really cool partnerships as well in the US, some of which are listed here, Carnegie Mellon, joint master's degree, and we have some research links as well with NYU and Yale. We do offer summer schools as well during the summer through our 4 faculties. And so a bit about undergraduate study. Now, when you do come to Scotland, and I'm sure my colleague from Aberdeen University will also explain this, you do a 4-year undergraduate programme. So the US model, the US degree system is modelled on the Scottish system. Here at Strathclyde, we have 4 faculties: engineering, science, liberal arts, and our business school. And with our humanities, liberal arts, and with our business school, you have quite a flexible degree structure. So in the first 2 years of study, you pick and choose different subjects. You decide what you want to major in after the end of second year. So it's great for students if you don't really know exactly what you want to do. And there's no gen ed. You pick what you want to study. With science and with engineering, it's a bit more specialised, but you do have the option as well. You can do the 4-year structure for engineering and science, and we also have 5-year integrated masters as well. The application process, if you are applying to other UK universities, you can apply through UCAS, which is the UK application system, and choose Strathclyde as one of your options there. So you can choose up to 5 different UK universities or up to 5 different courses. Strathclyde's deadline, the international deadline for applications, is the 30th of June. Before September start, we have rolling admissions as well. So typically you'd receive a decision within about 2 weeks of making your application. You can find more information about our entry requirements as well on our USA country webpage. These are listed here, and I see that my time is ticking. More information on tuition fees as well, you can find on our course web pages. And we have lots of different clubs and societies, and a great gym and on-campus housing as well at Strathclyde. So find out more, here are my contact details. Go onto the USA country webpage as well, where you'll find more information, and please do get in touch. We look forward to hopefully seeing you at Strathclyde soon.
Thanks, Melissa. We'll leave that screen up. Well, it went to the next one, but I was going to leave that. We'll leave that screen up for 5 or 6 seconds so people can get the information. While I also remind all of our attendees that if they have questions for any of our presenters, use the Q&A button to ask that question. And if it is for a specific school, please name the school in your question. Again, Melissa, thank you very much. And I will remind everyone of the schedule that we have here in session A7. And we have just heard the first presentation, and now we will hear from the representative from the University of Aberdeen.
Hi there. Hi.
There you are.
So hopefully everybody can see my slides.
We can see the slides. Your video camera is off, but that might be on purpose. So I just wanted to let you know that, though.
There we are. Apologies about that. Well, thank you very much. And obviously I am Paul McBain, the Regional Manager for the Americas here at the University of Aberdeen. So it's great to have the opportunity to follow on from Melissa, a fellow Scot, and I'll be happy to give you a wee bit more information about the university. The University of Aberdeen was founded in 1495 and is one of the UK's ancient universities. Today we are home to around 15,000 students, of which 10,000 are here to study at undergraduate level. 30% of our student body comes from outside the UK, with that kind of equates to about 1 in 3 of our student population. This year, we had over 120 different nationalities on campus with a growing US student population. The university is also a very highly ranked school. It's in the world's top 200 in the Times Higher Education and just outside the top 200 with the QS World Rankings, as well as in the top 30 and top 25 of UK schools. The city of Aberdeen is the 3rd largest city in Scotland. So we're a slightly smaller city than Glasgow. We have a population of around 230,000 people. We have 2 universities with around 45,000 students across the campus in the city. It is the 2nd safest city in the UK and is a nice 15-minute walk from the campus to the beach. It is the international centre for the energy industry, particularly oil and gas and renewables. Aberdeen is home to an international airport that offers great links to the US via London, Amsterdam, Dublin and Paris. The local area is also known as the Castle Country. Just 40 minutes north of the city is the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's Slains Castle and it's well worth a visit. During these lockdown times, I have been exploring many of the castles and local areas, and it's a great opportunity to find out more about Scotland and Aberdeen's heritage. Our campus is located in the historic district of Old Aberdeen. This is about a 20-minute walk. From the downtown modern city centre. We have 2 campuses. We have the Medical Science campus, which is about a 15-minute to 20-minute walk from Old Aberdeen, and it is where the hospital campus and 4 medical research institutes are based. Our campus today is a wonderful mix of the old and the new. Our Sir Duncan Rice Library was opened in 2012, as well as hosting a sports village and aquatic centre just across the road from our main campus. Today, our campus is also home to 7 museums, which offer students a practical element in many aspects of their learning. In Aberdeen, we are a school-based academic structure. So as you can see here, we have everything from business through to natural and computing sciences, law through to engineering and medicine. Some of the programs in schools that are more popular with some of our US students in recent years are indicated here with an asterisk. So as you can see, we have students across all of these programs, but these are some of our more popular ones. Now, as it was touched upon by Melissa, we also offer the 4-year undergraduate degree system. The emphasis is on breadth and flexibility with the opportunity to change your degree. We don't have general ed either, so students have far greater flexibility and choice when building their own curriculum. In Aberdeen, as a research institution, we utilise that in our teaching and learning throughout all levels of our study. Every student will undertake a major research project in their senior year, and that allows them to really showcase their learning and showcase their ability, not only to future employers, but maybe to future grad school or PhD applications. Aberdeen is available to apply through UCAS, the UK college admission system, or through Common App. If you're having any issues with testing, please do get in touch and we can discuss the options with you for this year. Now, what I thought I would maybe branch a wee bit there is that enhanced study. So we offer different areas of enhanced study that replace the general ed that is common in the US. So as you can see, you have the opportunities for sustained study that offer students the opportunity to take a language, a business subject, or maybe computing in the first 2 years of your studies. We also offer discipline breadth courses, which are where you maybe take a political science alongside a sociology or chemistry to sit in beside your biology. In Aberdeen, we appreciate the cost of studying is always a big concern, not only to you, but also to your family. Here in Aberdeen, we try and do as much to make it as affordable as possible. In 2020, we launched our North American Merit Scholarships, where students can potentially earn between 10 and 50% off their studies throughout the 4 years. Information can be found in the link here, and I'm also happy to answer any questions you may have about this. One of the main things to consider is that this programme doesn't require a separate application, and it is automatically considered at the point of entry. We also are FAFSA approved, so you can use your US loans to help take that opportunity to come and visit and study Scotland. In Aberdeen, student life is very much around what you wish it to be. We have around 55 different sports teams and clubs with well over 100 different student societies. There's not one thing on our campus that every student does, and we encourage you to take part in what you want and try things that you want as well as experiencing new opportunities as you build your student life. Along with, the social aspect, there's also opportunities to develop skills through our careers service and our volunteering programs that are really great opportunities to add to your resume and showcase your new skill set to potential employers. Oh. And I apologize here, I don't know what's happened. So I will go to the end there, I don't know. And well, thank you very much. I'll leave this here, and this is my email. If you have any questions, please do get in touch and I'll be happy to help.
Paul, thank you very much. We'll leave that up for a second just before, as I remind all of our attendees, if you have questions for any of our representatives during this session, please use the Q&A button to ask that. And if it's for a specific school, name the school in your question. Next up, we will hear from the representative from EHL.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'll go ahead and share my screen. All right, so my name is Daniel Flores. I'm here representing EHL. We go by a 3-2-1 model. The 3 is actually what you see on your screen. It's the 3 locations we offer our program. On the left-hand side, you're going to be seeing Lausanne, Switzerland, in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. Then in the middle, Passau, Switzerland, in the Swiss-German-speaking part of Switzerland. And on the right-hand side will be Singapore. Don't freak out, the entire program is taught entirely in English, so you do not need to know the local language, but you will be picking it up while you're studying there. The 2 stands for the different pathways that we have. So we have the traditional academic pathway where you go directly into a bachelor's degree, or you have the professional pathway where it's really focused on culinary arts and it can lead into a bachelor's degree if you so choose. Which leads us to the 1. We offer 1 bachelor's degree, which is a Bachelor's of Science in International Hospitality Management. Now, to be clear, hospitality is not just hotels and restaurants. Once again, hospitality is not just hotels and restaurants. It is 1 in 10 jobs globally, and this is the service industry. So if you think business, think hospitality. If you hate people, don't go into hospitality. Now, as far as the student population goes, we have over 120 different nationalities represented in our entire student body of around 3,300 students. 2,900 are in our undergrad program, and they know 84% of our students know 3 or more languages. Once again, don't freak out. You'll know 3 or more by the time that you graduate. We also do holistic admissions, which means we want you to be active in high school so you can continue that in college. Why? We have over 30 student committees, which in essence are student clubs. So it's a way for you to kind of continue those interests that you already had. We are currently ranked #1 worldwide for hospitality and leisure management. I say that to say this, don't focus on rankings, it's all about fit. Now, in addition to that, we are the world's first hotel school. Yes, I did say hotel school because that's how we were founded, but things have changed and now we have a lot more focus on business. We are also the world's first school to ever have a Michelin star training restaurant, which happened last year, and we were able to maintain our Michelin star this year. We also have dual accreditation, which for you means that you can work or continue your education worldwide with a degree from EHL. Now, the rendering behind me and what's on your screen is a rendering of our future campus in Lausanne. Very modern, very minimalistic. You have 2 brand new apartment buildings, 3 brand new dorms. You'll also see the sports facilities in your screen. We're going to be having an indoor gym, indoor pool, indoor spa. College life is rough. People need their mani-pedis. You can get that on campus. But even outside, you're going to have your volleyball court, tennis court, basketball court. This is a quintessential European experience. What I mean by that, in a 3-hour flight from Geneva, which is about a 45-minute train ride from Lausanne, you're in up to 36 different countries. So yes, you can go to Paris over the weekend. You can go have your pasta in Milan. You can go have your sausages in Germany. These are what you can do as part of your college experience. Switzerland itself, 4 seasons. So you're going to get the hot, the cold, the nice, and whatnot. But if you're looking for a different experience, we also have this program offered in Singapore. Very different landscape, more luscious, more green, hotter, humid, closer to the equator. But this is also a foodie destination. So street food galore, Michelin star lunch for $15. And then you also get the multicultural experience on campus, but then also off campus, because there's so many expats in Singapore, you really get to build your network with people from all over the world. Now, as far as the meat and potatoes, this is what you would be doing for 4 years. The first 6 months, you're switching off courses every single week in Lausanne. You're doing anything from making chocolates, making pastries, drinking wine, making cocktails, to cleaning toilets, making beds, visiting and eating at a 3 Michelin star restaurant, making chicken tenders, to making a Michelin star meal. We're teaching you about service culture, because this is not something that you could read about in a book. You have to give it, receive it, experience it, feel it, create it. Side note, this is our dress code. We wear suits every single day. The only time you're not in suits is when you're doing service, like what you would be doing here. So 6 months in Lausanne, then 6 months you have your first internship anywhere around the world. So once again, this is your chance to travel as part of the curriculum, get work experience, and have a good time. Then when you come back, you have 3 semesters of business courses, hospitality courses, and language courses. We offer German, French, Russian, Mandarin, Spanish. Then after that, you have your second 6-month internship, same deal, anywhere around the world, but now you're applying what you just learned over the last 3 semesters into that internship. Then for the final year, you take advanced management theory courses, you have elective courses, and then you also finish off the program being a consultant. You have 4 options. Solve a problem for a company by yourself with up to 5 others, create your own business. We have a startup incubator on campus, or you can do a research thesis. No matter what you choose, you have at least one expert coach guiding you the entire way. And this is also what leads 96% of our students to get a job within 6 months of graduation. That's the highest of any school offering this program. Now, once again, this is not just hotels and restaurants. 47% of our alumni go into those fields. 53 go into banking, accounting, NGOs, education, healthcare, health and beauty, luxury goods. So think business when you think of hospitality. We also have over 30,000 alumni working in over 150 countries. And also, fun fact, 1 in 3 jobs offered upon graduation is offered via our alumni. So super strong ties to them. These are merely some examples of companies that hire our students for either full-time jobs or for internships. Once again, you'll notice that they are not just hotels and restaurants. And then, last but not least, we are on Common App, 3-phase admissions process. I'm your go-to. We do accept FAFSA. We do have different scholarships, loans, interest-free loans, but then also tuition fee waivers. So for any questions, this is my contact information. Don't hesitate to reach out, and thank you so much for your time.
Daniel, thank you very much. And again, as I've done before, I will remind everyone that if you have questions for any of our presenters, make sure to use the Q&A button. And if it's for a specific school, please name the school in your question. We're in session A7, and next up will be the representative from the University of Melbourne.
Good day, everyone. My name is Todd St. Vrain, and I'm the North America manager for the University of Melbourne. And I'm actually based in San Francisco. So it's great to be here with you with my neighbors in Marin. So let's tell you about coming down under to Australia. So welcome to UniMelb, or as we say in the local Indigenous language, Wominjeka. So Melbourne is a large public research intensive university, first university in Australia, and we are happy to share a little bit more about what Melbourne has to offer. So why would you come all the way to Australia to do your degree? Well, this is our campus. We're located in the heart of vibrant Melbourne. We do rank first in Australia and 26th in the world. I think that we are very much an Australian version of UC Berkeley and Stanford in terms of our prestige and the diversity of what we offer. And also these are 2 of our profile partners. So I think the value of going to a university that is top ranked in so many varied disciplines is really having access to people who are at the forefront in their thinking and in terms of the networks that they can introduce you to, whether for careers or future study. So we have streamlined our degrees into just 8 options. As a comprehensive university, you can do quite a full range of across 150 different majors. Mostly in Australia, you focus just on your degree and your major. However, we're a little bit different in that our breadth subjects are 25% of your subjects and that are something outside of your degrees, kind of like a gen ed light, but still giving you a lot of options to explore your interests and not having to declare a major until later in your degree. So I think what I love about Australia is you're coming to a multicultural society. It's truly East meets West. We are very large with 25,000 undergraduates and an equal number of graduates. And the American community is several hundred students, some doing full degree, mostly students coming for a semester abroad. So if you decide not to come for us for a full degree, you could come for a semester. And we partner with a lot of great universities in the US. We have great graduate outcomes, and one aspect is that all international students in Australia have the ability to stay and work for 2 years after graduation. So you have options where you can begin your career, and we have a lot of support services with careers and internships, mentoring throughout your degree to help enable that success. So one feature of Australia is that our degrees just are 3 years. They are deemed the equivalent of 4 years. And at the current exchange rate, your annual tuition is going to be about 29,000 US dollars. And also another feature is that our academics is based only on academic achievement. So there isn't going to be personal statements, references, extracurriculars, unless you're doing something like the performing arts. And you're doing this all in the wonderful city of Melbourne. It's 4 million people, 7 times voted the most livable city in the world. Our climate is probably more like Berkeley than say Palo Alto in terms of it's down into the 40s and 50s in our winter, which of course is in July and August. So we call degrees courses, and this is our website where you can explore all the options, and it'll take you through quite details of entry requirements, majors. We offer it in agriculture. We call the liberal arts the arts, things like psychology, media, criminology, so forth. We have an entire degree of biomedicine. Our campus is right next to a biomedical precinct of teaching hospitals and research centers where they're doing things like mapping the coronavirus and bioengineering heat-resistant coral to save the Great Barrier Reef. We call business commerce. We also have design, performing arts, music, huge range of science, engineering, IT. Yes, we do have marine biology. That's asked a lot. So coming from the US, you'd be looking at an SAT or an ACT, an unweighted GPA, and we are one of the few Australian universities to require AP exams. We also do accept the IB for anyone doing that, and for any transfer students, that's going to be based only on your undergraduate GPA. So our cost, this is just a comparison in US dollars, so we are competitive with our tuition and living costs to what you might find here in California. High achieving students can be qualified for scholarships. We are also FAFSA approved. Our semesters are different in that semester 1 starts in March and semester 2 starts in July. You could start in either semester. My advice is we have rolling admissions, apply when you apply to the US. Finally, we'll take with a brief campus tour. Australia is about the size of the United States. We're only a 14-hour flight from SFO. It's about an hour and a half down from Sydney. So yeah, we're located in the city, and it's a mixture of beautiful sandstone, historic buildings, lots of green open spaces, even though we're close to the city. Some also very modern facilities as well. You could have some large lectures, but then you're always going to have what we call tutorials. So a lecture would be supplemented with a small group discussion. And just a bit of orientation and fun. People love knowing that our car park was featured in things like Mad Max. We can't guarantee accommodation. Just to confuse you, our dormitories are called colleges. We also have student apartments, and you always get your own room. There's sports. This is Melbourne city that's known for its art, amazing music scene, food, street art, shopping. Yes, we are known for sports as well. Beautiful access to nature. So we're having an event coming up next week where you can talk to the students, take a picture to know what it's like to be a student at Melbourne. And again, I'm in the Bay Area, would love to have to reach out and hear more. Thanks so much.
Todd, thank you very much. And again, anyone have questions for either Todd or the rest of our presenters, please make sure to use the Q&A button. And if it's a question for one specific school, please make sure you mention that in your comments. Up next, we'll hear from the representative from Trinity College, Dublin.
Hi, how are you? My name is Laura Kelly and I am one of 5 North American representatives for Trinity College Dublin. Thank you all for joining me this evening. So I'm going to start with telling you Trinity is Ireland's #1 university. We are ranked 101 in the most recent QS World Rankings. Our university is one of the ancient universities established in 1592. So we have been inspiring generations of students for over 427 years. We have 18,000 students attend Trinity, 13,000 at undergraduate level, and 28% of the student body is from outside of Ireland. Ireland is ranked in the top 12 safest countries in the world, and Dublin is Ireland's capital city where Trinity is based. Dublin is a very young European cosmopolitan city. You do not need a visa to enter Ireland. So when you arrive and register at Trinity, you will make an appointment to the Irish Immigration Services, and then you will be permitted to stay in Ireland for 5 years. So once your degree is completed, after 4 years, you have that extra year to seek employment or decide to continue your studies. Or if you just fall in love with the city of Dublin, you have that extra year afterwards. And our campus is right in the heart of Dublin City and within walking distance of Dublin Silicon Docks and the International Financial Service Centre. As you walk through the front gates to Trinity, you will be met with some beautiful historic buildings, some dating back to Trinity's establishment. And in this slide, you can see the picture of the beautiful library at Trinity, which is home to the famous Book of Kells, one of Trinity's many treasures. And although very proud of our history at Trinity, it is important to note that Trinity is also a leading university with some of the most cutting-edge teaching and research facilities in Europe. We have 24 schools, 3 faculties, hundreds of programs and combinations for students to choose from. These are our top 10 courses students can study at Trinity. We have single subjects or combined subjects like our history and political science, which we call our joint honours degrees. And we have our multidisciplinary programs like our PPES, which is our philosophy, political science, economics, and sociology degrees. And within these degrees, students have up to 10 degree options. One of our unique offerings is our dual BA with Columbia University in New York. So students spend the first 2 years at Trinity, the second 2 years at Columbia, and at the end of the 4 years, receive a degree from both universities. And students can choose from up to 11 subject areas from our arts, humanities to STEM programs. And we continue to add programs to this every year. Applications for our dual degree open the 1st of August and will close on the 2nd of January. And our application for our 4-year degree at Trinity will open the 1st week in November, and we have rolling admissions right up until June for most programs. And Trinity will be test optional for 2021. We have a lot of support for international students. Our Global Room is a fantastic resource located on campus. It is staffed by Trinity staff, but also by current Trinity students, some of whom are international and all of whom went through the experience of starting at Trinity. So they're excellent guides. They hold over 300 events each year. We have Thanksgiving dinner, just an opportunity for our US students to get together and celebrate the holidays. I also like to mention our International Student Society, and this is a great way to travel and discover Ireland within a group. They average about 3 events per week and 35 trips per year. So everything from surfing in Galway Bay to discovering the Connemara coastline. With that, we have 120 societies at Trinity and 50 sports clubs. 2 of the oldest debating societies in the world are there, the Phil and the Hiss, and there really is something for everyone. And we do encourage students to get involved at Trinity in our societies, as it is an integral part of the whole Trinity experience. Accommodation is guaranteed for first-year international students, and they'll more likely stay in Trinity Hall, which is about 4 kilometres out of our main campus. It's in a lovely suburb in Dublin. It's very easy to get into. A lot of students will cycle or walk in the morning, or you can get the Lewis, which is like a tram journey that runs through Dublin in about 15 minutes. It is purpose-built student accommodation. It's apartment-style living, with every apartment having a fully equipped kitchen and dining area. And Trinity Hall has all the amenities you would expect to find in a US dorm room. Here are a few examples of our notable alumni. Of course, I have to mention Samuel Beckett and Oscar Wilde, who were Ireland's famous playwright and poet. We have Nobel Prize winner Ernest Walton, who was one of the first scientists to split the atom. We have actors Andrew Scott, and any Game of Thrones fans will recognize Jack Leeson, who played the infamous King Joffrey, and Mary Robinson, who was Ireland's first female president and was one of 3 Trinity graduates who went on to become Irish presidents. And here we can see we have alumni based all over the world. And again, this just reiterates how international a university like Trinity is. And of course, as a Trinity graduate, you will have access to this worldwide alumni network. So thank you again for joining us. I have put up the details also of Damien O'Farrell, who is the North American Regional Manager, but also the representative for the West Coast. So any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, if you have any questions during our presentation, during this session, please make sure to use the Q&A button. Up next, we will hear from the representative from Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University.
Hi, everybody. My name is Bethany, and I am the regional counselor who works with students based in US and Canada. I myself am based in the US, so should you have any questions after this, make sure just to reach out to me and I can work with you through them. It's so interesting to hear about all the other universities around the world, but now we're going to fly all the way over to Japan to Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. So compared to the other universities that have already presented, we are rather new. We were established in the year 2000, so just over 20 years now. But we have 3 goals with our university. We always want 50% of our student body to be international. We want them to come from at least 50 countries and regions around the world. And we also want to make sure that our faculty is 50% international. And we do this just because we want to promote and encourage intercultural experiences of not only the other cultures around the world, but also of the Japanese culture. And that's why we always keep those 350s. Currently, our student body is just under 6,000 students, with about a little over half of those students coming from 90 countries and regions around the world. Same with our faculty, very diverse, very international. Although we've only been open for 20 years, our alumni are spread out all over the world, having come from 152 countries and regions so far. A lot do find work in Japan, and a lot do also go back to their home countries or even a third country to find employment after graduation. We are accredited both by the Japanese government and by a lot of different international accreditation bodies, meaning that if you want to transfer in, you shouldn't have any issues. If you want to transfer out, you shouldn't have any issues. And also, if you want to continue in your education or to find a job in a different country, you also shouldn't have any issues. We're located in southern Japan in a city called Beppu. We're a rather small city. I would say, I think our number is just about 120,000 people. A lot of people know what Tokyo looks like or Kyoto looks like, but I just want to give you an idea of our town. We're located right next to the bay and right alongside some mountains. So we're surrounded by nature, a rather small college town. We don't have a lot of tall skyscrapers, but we do have shopping centers, McDonald's, Starbucks. So a lot of the familiar amenities some of you may be looking for. We do get all 4 seasons, the hot and the cold. And we are right next to the beach for anyone who loves the beach. We are also famous for hot springs. So there are over 2,000 hot springs located in like throughout the city. These are just some pictures. We have hot springs right next to the beach. So of course, the students who come to study with us will leave loving hot springs, but also we have a lot of tourists coming in and out to visit all of our hot spring locations. Our campus itself is located kind of on a hilltop overlooking Beppu City. So the pictures that I just showed were of the city down here. This is where most of our classrooms are. And then we do have on-campus accommodations for our first-year students who are coming in. You can choose to live in our on-campus accommodations after your first year, but most will choose to move out into the downtown area just to have a little bit more freedom in their free time. We have 2 colleges. So when you apply, you would just choose either our College of Asia Pacific Studies, which is a social science degree, or our College of International Management, which is a business administration degree. You do not have to know which major you want to focus on, but you do have to choose either of our colleges. And then as you take your classes, you'll kind of figure out which area you want to focus on, and then you'll pick your major at the end of your 2nd year, going on 3rd year, where you'll take the majority of your classes in those areas moving forward. So our 8 majors are listed here on screen. All of our courses are taught in English, so if you don't know any Japanese, that won't be an issue, but we do require our students to study Japanese with us. It is a part of our curriculum. We have a 4-year curriculum, so you won't have to study Japanese an extra year, you'll do it alongside your degree. We require at least 16 credits, which is 1 year of Japanese with us, and that should get you to an intermediate level of Japanese. For students wanting to work in Japan after graduation, we recommend they take our more advanced levels that we offer as electives. We have a very vibrant student life because our students are coming from so many different countries around the world, and they do want to share that with the other students. So we do have sports. It's not like the NCAA, they are club and intramural sports. And we do have a lot of different arts, cultural, academic clubs as well. We have campus festivals, and we also do these multicultural weeks, which is basically a week dedicated to one country or region, and the students plan it just because they want to show their own culture to the other students. And students can participate as people who are planning it, but also people who are just participating because they want to learn something new. I think something a little unique about Japan is that students will start their job hunting process during their last year of university. So while they're still a student, for our job hunting students, over 96% have at least one job offer before graduation. This is because our students' skill set, their backgrounds are so unique, especially compared to other students in Japan. Most will speak at least 2 languages. They'll have spent their 4 years on a campus that is full of diversity, so they'll know how to adapt to different situations once they're in the workforce. And they also have that knowledge that they gain by studying their major as well, which makes them useful for whichever company does hire them. Our starting tuition for 1st-year students is just about $12,400 with the current exchange rate. And that's the starting price for everyone, regardless of in-state, out-of-state, international, everyone pays that. 2nd year onwards, you will take more credits. So our tuition does go up to just over $14,000. If you're looking for a scholarship, we do offer our scholarship to every international student. We like to say it's merit-based, but we will also look at extracurricular activities, letter of recommendation, and we do require an online interview. So we'll look at all of those aspects of a student to decide this scholarship amount. So just because you have a high score or a high GPA does not equate to a high scholarship. We want to look at you as a student if you're the right fit for us, but also if we're the right fit for you. And that's how we decide our scholarship amount. There are also other scholarships you can apply for after coming to APU that you can stack on top of that tuition reduction scholarship, and government scholarships are available through the Japanese Ministry of Education. Applications are open currently. We do rolling applications, so you can apply at any time through our website, which is listed here. And of course, all of our social media. And if you would like to ask more questions, you can contact me at this email address here, or just go through our website and write in our contact form, and it'll get forwarded over to me. But that's it for me today. Thank you, everyone, for attending.
Bethany, thank you very much. We'll leave that up for a second so people can get your contact info. And as I thank everyone for coming to this session, and I want to thank each of our presenters for sharing the information about each of their schools during this session. When you close this window, you will get a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted. Be sure to sign up for additional ones where you signed up for this one. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings again at the same website where you registered for this session this evening. I want to again thank all of our presenters for sharing information tonight, and I want to thank you for attending this session. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday.